Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. So the Bitcoin halving officially did happen yesterday, and the big question is, what are we looking at now when it comes to Bitcoin? Well, it's very simple, right? With the Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin should go to $1 million, right? No. But there has been a lot of talks about Bitcoin now going to astronomical prices because of the Bitcoin halving. It's always, like, when we really look at the Bitcoin halving, all this is fuel for the, insane price predictions around Bitcoin, bring in the hype, bring in the herd, and that's really all it is. Now we're going to talk about that. We're going to address it. This is what the overall market looks like right now. Bitcoin is still fighting against that 64K resistance. I do expect us to actually break over that. Bitcoin to go to roughly like the 69, 70K level. And then we have a major sell-off. And then we finally go. But the reason why I'm expecting that sell-off, just like I said in the live stream yesterday, I'm expecting Bitcoin to go to 70K. Everyone expects Bitcoin to continue higher and higher and higher, when in all actuality, guess what? We sell off massively. All of a sudden, the bears jump on the bandwagon and say, hey, we were right. See, now Bitcoin's done. It topped out. The market's done. And all of a sudden, we have the next leg up, which will take us to the all-time highs, and it will take us to pretty much the top for Bitcoin. Now, outside of that, XRP. We're going to be talking about XRP, and specifically if XRP is ready to explode. And do I think that XRP is ready to have a major move in the market? Yes, I do believe so. And we're going to be talking about why as well. Now, with all of that in mind, let's check out the top gainers and losers today, in the top 500 at least. So there is a lot of altcoins jumping now in terms of price action. From the live stream the other day, a lot of you were saying Velo. Well, guess what? Velo, however you want to pronounce it, it is up 26.75% on the daily, which is pretty solid. Also, District 0x, an OG token, one that I was actually talking about back in 2021, it's up about roughly 31%, surprisingly. And it seems as though there is some gains across the board for altcoins, and this is due to the fact that typically after the halving, altcoins get stronger versus Bitcoin. Now, if we look at the top, altcoins, we could still see that there is some solid gains happening right now around this space. In the top 100, there's not like a massive amount of gains. It's double-digit figures for one altcoin. Outside of that, there is some gains happening here. XRP definitely makes the list, but for the most part, there's not a significant amount of price action in the top 100. But we have been watching Bitcoin dominance right now. Fear and greed index at about 60, neutral level still. Not much changed there in terms of Bitcoin dominance. This is what we have from the 13th. This still did not update yet, but I think that we're at like about roughly 55%. I have the chart open. We're going to address it. We're going to talk about it. Now, with all of this in mind, let's actually jump into some heavy discussions around Bitcoin, around XRP, and really around altcoins as well. But before we jump into everything pretty heavily, the halving, although it didn't give us any major price action because we weren't expecting any significant price action, which I told you guys about, I will say this, it did provide us with something extremely valuable. And what is that? DCENT Wallet right now, guys, $90 off, up to 60% off for 48 hours only because of the Bitcoin halving. This is the best deal that I ever saw from DCENT Wallet. They emailed me earlier today telling me about this promotion, and I was just ecstatic about it because for $69, you can get a DCENT wallet, and for $119, which is the typical amount that you're paying for one wallet utilizing my link, you can get two wallets for almost $20. Guys, utilize my link to go and get one of these today because this is the cheapest price that I think that they will ever have. It's for 48 hours only, and you cannot miss this. If you guys do want to go check it out, there's a link down in the description below, as well as in the comments below. And of course, yes, this is an affiliate deal. I always shoot it straight with you guys. I do get paid through an affiliate deal, but this is a DCENT wallet. This is a wallet that I have been utilizing for a very long time now. And everyone that is watching this video, I'm sure that there's a lot of you out there that can contest to the idea that DCENT Wallet is one of the best wallets out there right now on the market. It is one of the best wallets that I've utilized outside of even Ledger. I don't really like Ledger all that much anymore. I've been really kind of liking DCENT a lot more now. But if you guys do want to go check it out, like I said, this is the best deal possible. For really less than $70, you can get one DCENT wallet right now and secure your crypto and make sure that that crypto that you are holding is locked away in a very, very secure way. So go check it out. Right now is the best time to go check it out. And with that being said, let's dive on in. So, like I said, the Bitcoin halving, I said it's starting, and I have this fishing rod here, and I said reel them in. It's like clockwork, and this is Cash App. Guys, Cash App has over 2.1 million followers. This is one of the biggest normie apps out there. And, well, they were promoting the Bitcoin halving, which I found very, very interesting. But this is not the only, account pushing the Bitcoin halving. There's a lot of, Web 2 apps now pushing the Bitcoin halving, talking about the Bitcoin halving. And then outside of this, mainstream media, CBS News, the Bitcoin halving is imminent. Here's what that means. Also over here from Bloomberg, Bitcoin halving cuts supply of new tokens in threat to miners. Over here, Bitcoin's latest halving has arrived. Here's what you need to know. This is AP News. Then followed by CNBC, Bitcoin just completed its 4th ever halving. Here's what investors need to watch now. And, this is updated 2 hours ago. So they are, really pushing the agenda around this Bitcoin halving. And they even did show us, the Bitcoin halvings and cycle highs. Here you guys have the price at halving. So again, look at this. They're already trying to reel them in with the gains. So we have cycle 1, November 28th, 2012, price at halving, $12.50. Cycle max price, $1,163. This is 93x in terms of that return. Cycle 2, July 9th, 2016, $638.51. The cycle max high was $19,333, a 30x return. And then, of course, cycle 3, May 11th, 2020, $8,475, the price at halving, $68,982.20 at the cycle max price. This is an 8x. And by the way, you could see the diminished gains here, but regardless, they're trying to tell everyone, like, hey, look at, right now the price might be like roughly $64,000, but the cycle max could very well be a 4x away or 3x away or whatever the case may be. But they're trying to get people in. And even here, though, we have, while the upcoming Bitcoin halving will create a supply shock as the previous ones had, we believe its impact on the cryptocurrency's price could be magnified by the concurrent demand shock created by the emergence of spot Bitcoin ETFs. So they're already trying to get everyone in on the idea that, Bitcoin is about to go absolutely crazy. So it's very, very interesting that they're already kind of pushing this. And also remember, right, like we already got a lot of the price predictions around this. Everyone was talking about $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, $250,000, $500,000, $1 million. Like it's been insane. But the big thing to focus on is the herd, right? Bitcoin is now spiking a little bit more on the Google trends, which is something that I've been following for a little bit of time, because even if you go all the way back to 2020 to 2021 and even previous cycles beforehand, every single time we get Bitcoin spiking up to these major highs when it is topped out or at least close to the topping point. This was May of 2021. Majority of the market did top out around April, May of 2021. I know that we had a little bit of a surge in November, and that's when Bitcoin officially topped out, but I do believe that most of the market was already topped by May of 2021. We definitely have to watch things closely right now because, again, if the herd is going to come back in a very large way, well, that means very good things for altcoins. Now, as we look at crypto, this is still down in the dumps in terms of the Google trends, which means a lot of people are not looking up crypto right now. They're not looking into it. Mainly, Bitcoin is starting to see a lot of traction because of what mainstream media is pushing right now, and the Bitcoin halving just happened. In terms of altcoins, again, very similar to crypto. It's pretty much dead here. Also, cryptocurrencies flatlined. So we are waiting for these to really start launching and following Bitcoin. Now, that won't happen until Bitcoin officially has, broken into new all-time highs, and then we start to see Bitcoin dominance topping out, where all of a sudden you see the headline articles talking about altcoins again. But during this time, altcoins will continue to fly. Like, for an example, here's December 6th through the 12th of 2020. Again, just 2 weeks later, we start to see altcoins go crazy. During this time here, from roughly the end of December into the beginning of January, all the way through to, April, May, altcoins were going parabolic. So that's what we are watching for right now and waiting for. Now, as we really look at the Bitcoin halving, what is everyone's overall price prediction? Well, Crypto Insight UK put out a nice post regarding the Bitcoin halving. He did it before the halving actually happened. We have, this is where Bitcoin would top if we take the average from the last 3 halvings. This is a price estimate, assuming the new high is roughly 22% of the previous expansion, $166,000 by August 2025. I personally feel higher, but we have to assume the law of diminishing returns rings true. I would say this conservative. Now, this is what his overall chart looks like. Now, I will say this. One thing that I have been watching for is a top before 2025. A lot of people will call me crazy. A lot of people will say that there's no way, but those are the same exact people that said that there would be no all-time high on Bitcoin breached before the halving. And guess what ended up happening? We had an all-time high breached before the halving. We are already ahead of this cycle, technically speaking. So wouldn't that make sense for us to actually top before 2025? Regardless, right, we still have to take the charts one day at a time, because I can make a prediction and it doesn't need to be true. But I'm personally looking for us topping out by the end of 2024, aka this year. So we're definitely going to watch that and address it a little bit more. My topping point for Bitcoin, conservative, was 80 to 100K. And I know that that sounds crazy, but realistically speaking, I'm not expecting a lot for Bitcoin. But the higher Bitcoin goes, the better for me. I don't care if Bitcoin tops at 80 to 100K. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, I'm okay with it. Because again, if it goes higher than 80 to 100K and it goes to 120 to 150K, that's great for altcoins, because the higher Bitcoin goes means the higher altcoins go. So if Bitcoin does go to, 200K or 250K or whatever the price is, whatever, it's good for altcoins. But we have to watch Bitcoin closely, and we have to watch the entire market closely. But until altcoins go crazy, I'm not expecting any top yet for the market, because altcoins have not ran significantly. Now, talking about that, let's actually address XRP. So here we have the XRP chart. Now, I was expecting us to range a little bit more on 46.5 cents, but we did not do that. Right now, it seems as though we found support right around the same exact level from January and February. This is at about roughly 50 cents. So just to kind of show you guys real quick on this chart, this is now the support area. Now, we've held this in the past until we actually sold off. I'm waiting patiently to see if we get an impulsive move above the 200 weekly EMA at about roughly 52.5 cents, but mainly I'm watching for a break above 53 cents and a weekly candle close above this. Again, if we go all the way back here to October of 2023, we could see the significant move above this 53 cent zone. And what ended up happening next? The same exact thing rings true back in February once we broke over this, and we ran all the way up here to about 75 cents. And 75 cents is the next area that we actually need to get a weekly candle close over before we get excited. This would be the first time this cycle that we actually close over this level, because after this, guess what we do? We go to 92 cents. From here, we either, range a little bit, and then we get the big wave up to the upside, or we possibly sell off again, range on the 75 cent one more time, and then we go. Either scenario, I'm totally fine with, but I am expecting XRP to have a significant move in the market very, very soon. The reason for this being is because of the XRP Bitcoin pair. I'm still watching this closely. We could still chop up a little bit, which is why I'm saying, I wouldn't be surprised if we did chop a little bit more on this chart, but so far we have been holding this 50 cent zone as support, which is a very good sign for XRP. We still need to watch the weekly candle close, which is happening tomorrow. So until tomorrow, we're going to kind of watch a little bit more closely on what happens in terms of price action. But for the most part, as we really look at the XRP Bitcoin pair, I'm still expecting something like this where we chop sideways until the big move to the upside. And the reason for that is because of the Bitcoin dominance pair. Now, if we look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, the big thing to look at is there's two scenarios on this chart. There's either one, us ranging here, which right now we are in a bull flag formation. where we do range a little bit more, and then we get that breakout to the upside of 58%, and then we sell off from 58%, range again back down to 55% before having one last stab at 58%, and then selling off. This sell-off, or whenever we get something like this on the massive downtrend on the Bitcoin dominance chart where it loses its support zones, that's when alt season officially begins. We could also range higher up here where we do break above 58 cents, range on 58 cent or 58%, not cents. And then we get another move to the upside of 60% before that massive drop. Either scenario I'm totally fine with, and both of these scenarios are hinting at the fact that it is inevitable that we are going to sell off on the Bitcoin dominance chart, because we will. A lot of people have been following this chart for a very long time, ever since back here in November of 2022 when we started to initially gain momentum on the chart, and since then we've been riding the trend. I'm watching for the trend to actually be lost on this chart, because once we do lose the trend on this chart, it is game on for altcoins. And that's when things get very, very exciting. Now, XRP this time around has a lot tied to it. And I've been talking about this and addressing it for a little bit of time. If we go all the way back to December, I put out a post regarding that it has been an absolutely incredible year for Ripple and XRP, because it has. And this was back in 2023. I said huge win against the SEC, Palau USD stablecoin, RMI, Centigrade to Carbon Trace, Hong Kong CBDC real estate pilot, Ducati NFT launch on XRP Ledger, joined the BIS EPMI group, became a member of the ISDA, acquired Medica with major banking partnerships, plus moved heavily into custody services. Tokenization endeavors are growing rapidly in discussions with over 20 plus central banks. Uphold partnership to expand on-demand liquidity corridors. Trenglo saw a 1,700% on-demand liquidity growth. Bitso hit $3.3 billion transacted with XRP. Ripple Swell was a huge success. XRP Ledger use cases are now over 1,500 plus. Ripple announced they have 500 plus partnerships now. I guess it's safe to say that it has been one of the most bullish years for Ripple and XRP. Did I miss something? Drop more updates below. And even over here, Crypto Insight UK giving us a little bit more of an insight on what's been happening around the XRP Ledger as well. Here we have, imagine the smell if the XRP Ledger becomes the trusted chain for DeFi for the institutions. AMM is here, native stablecoin incoming, XLS66 lending and borrowing, one of the oldest ledgers, provable track record, lawsuit wrapping up, massive emotion around the token XRP by both holders who are frustrated and blind hate from crypto in general. This thing is boiling up for a pop, in my opinion, and the chart paints the same picture. Not only that, right, but remember that Ripple is expanding XRP Ledger institutional DeFi initiatives already. I do think that the XRP Ledger right now is in a very, very good position to become the trusted chain for institutions around DeFi initiatives. Right now, a lot of people are extremely emotional when it comes to XRP, because, again, when we look at the chart, this is not... like, this is on the weekly, guys. This is not an easy chart to be, or a easy altcoin to be holding right now when you look at this chart. I mean, from the time that we bottomed back in 2022 to now, it's been going sideways for the most part for 672 days. Now, it has been in this sideways uptrend where we're kind of just doing this, but for the most part, it doesn't seem like we're moving, because although, yeah, we're in this uptrend for the 672-day time frame, most altcoins are doing something like this, where they are going sideways and then they get the big pop to the upside. But XRP right now is slow and steady to the upside, which is not a bad thing, but it's not a good thing for most people that are expecting the major green candles like we saw back in July. But I do think that XRP will wake up in a very large way. I mean, there's still a few levels that we need to cross, but guys, think about what just happened. We had the Bitcoin halving, which is the big thing to reel the retail crowd in, and the herd is coming back slowly but surely. And I've been talking about this for a little bit of time. The herd is on its way back, and once that is, once that happens, it's game on for altcoins, because what ends up happening next is Bitcoin dominance topping out, selling off, and then alt season officially beginning. We're kind of in the same exact path that we were kind of going into 2021, where we had this major sell-off all the way in to 2020. Then all of a sudden, Bitcoin dominance really kind of started to go heavy to the upside, sold off in November. This is when a lot of altcoins were actually popping in November of 2020. Then it continued higher and higher, and then all of a sudden, we sold off. And during this entire time is when altcoins went crazy. And this is what I'm actually expecting right now on the Bitcoin dominance chart. You could even go all the way back to, 2018, when this started to ride all the way to the upside, range sideways into 2019, and just continued sideways a little bit more until it had that impulsive move to the upside. Right now, this is what the overall chart looks like, where we had the range already going sideways. We're going up, 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 and it's only a matter of time until this has that major sell-off. Me personally, the reason why I'm looking at that 58% to 60% level is because look at this level. This is significant areas going all the way back into 2020, also even into 2019, also 2018. This is where most of the sell pressure would be on the Bitcoin dominance chart right now. And remember, with diminished gains on Bitcoin also comes diminished gains on the Bitcoin dominance chart. A lot of people are still expecting us to go to like 70+%, but there's no way. There's too many altcoins in the space right now for Bitcoin to retain 70+%. If anything, I'm expecting 60% on Bitcoin dominance, which again, the higher that this goes, the better, because if this continues to go to 60%, we're still watching for a significant drop just to the 200 3-day EMA. We're talking about the weekly. This is what the weekly chart looks like. So we're getting across right now on this chart with the 50 and also the 200 weekly EMA, which is also hinting at the fact that we might have a big move here soon on this chart. But this would be about roughly a 15% drop. Just to get back down to, really the key levels of interest here on this support zone from 2021, into 2022, we're talking about a significant drop of roughly 34%. Again, if we go back to this time frame, this is like May of 2021. This is where we're looking at. So this whole level back here is what I'm really kind of targeting, which is about roughly a 32% drop from 60%. This would allow for altcoins to go absolutely crazy and gain a ton of momentum versus Bitcoin. That's also when these XRP Bitcoin pairs and all of these altcoin Bitcoin pairs go crazy to the upside. So am I expecting XRP to have a major run up very, very soon? Yes, I am. We might still be, some weeks away, but for the most part, we are preparing for this. And I do think that everyone should also prepare for this as well. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more looking to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.